everybody, this is Sim's friend here. It's been a while since I made a video, but I'm going to do a tutorial that I think is more simple and straightforward, so let's get started. My country tab right here um, will get you to this page right here. So when you first log in, you'll be taken to this screen and you'll be able to add a country or purchase one. So if you want to actually see your country statistics and everything, you click on the wording and it will bring you to this page. The purpose of this tutorial will be to show you what a good way to start out and to profit um, relatively quickly afterwards. The thing is, in Simcountry, you have to start out by going to the automation settings and let's see here, buy ammunition supplies for army, uncheck that, and then make sure that these three are checked. So if this is all true, you want to go back to your army tab. I think it's general statistics. Yeah, general statistics. Wow, can't say it. Which would be the top one. And then you want to go to offensive force. Okay, there we go. And you want to deactivate weapons. And you want to go to max. The purpose of this is to ensure that your country doesn't buy any more arms for the weapons you're about to sell, because we're going to sell them. That way we can make a good amount of cash off of it, and then later on we can use that cash as loan money, and that we can make a interest off of it. So it's about 12%, which is really good. So we'll go back to after you've done that with all the forces, the services. Go through all these tabs. I think I'm not sure if we had any strategic forces. Yeah, there's nothing. Maybe like an airport, it's still active, which is fine. You can leave that active. It's not going to really affect much, but yeah, you just go deactivate weapons, and then deactivate weapons, and then max, 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 and see how I have all these inactive weapons. Unfortunately, you won't be able to inactivate all the weapons at once, so you'll have to go month to month and activate a certain amount until they're all deactivated. And that way you can actually sell all the supply or military stuff you don't need. So when you're done with that, you go back to the My Country page, which is this tab right here, and then you'll go to Materials. So this is only when everything's deactivated, and you want to go to Sell. So I have one missile battery that I don't really need at this point, or anti-tank missiles. You go to sell it, you only have one, so you put one in here. The best price strategy is the best. Make sure you do not click this one. You want to place an offer, because sell immediately will undercut the price you get. So place offer, and then this will pop up. And then you want to go down everything that has like some sort of shield on there, and then sell the heck out of them. See, I still have a bunch of drones. So after you do all this, you'll get trillions of dollars of cash that you can use to make money and give loans to other countries that have not been as well financially stable as ours. So you can go to, when you're done with that, you can go to loans, or I'll show you the loans, sorry, and then list of given loans. And right here, see all these countries I've given loans to, and I'm making 12% off of them. So, and And then it also has a when it's due on, that will be when you get the money back. So one thing to know is once you do loan the money out, so we'll go back to loans. Offer a new loan. So if you do that much is $1 trillion right there. And then for 120 months, and then when you submit the offer, it'll go down here, and this is how it will look. So 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 trillion. So you want to make sure you have that in the bank, which I do. So bam, now we got 6 trillion in loans given out. So it won't go out right away. It'll probably take a few months or days even, and somebody will take out a loan because there's a lot of countries that um, have the issue of not having loans anymore. The next thing we're going to talk about is how important education is. You want to make sure you're buying new schools and universities. I think the elementary schools and high schools are pretty important at the beginning because yours will probably be going into a downward motion at the start. And once you build enough of them, it'll start going back up again. And the students will increase, which is good. That way you can have more people in corporations and they're not taking Social Security because when you don't have people employed, that's what happens. And you go to My Country and then the Finance tab, you can see that Social Security payments are dropping because I have made a bunch of corporations. So this is when I made a corporation. You can see how much that drops. So you can see it was at 6 billion and now it's down to 5. So like I said, even like if they're employed with your government or if they're, in a corporation, then you don't have to pay Social Security anymore. Another thing to look at is taxes paid by corporations. I highly suggest that you don't put a higher tax than 30% because that is the default for all countries in all worlds. So that will not attract any enterprise controlled companies. As you can see right now, I have about 20 enterprise controlled countries and see how much they're giving us. So I only have a 3% tax, and that's good to bring in more companies. And that's really important because you make more with enterprises. So they give you more money because they make more. So let's go back to My Corporations. My Corporation tab right here. You'll see all your state corporations. I nationalized one of them. You can actually buy corporations from players. I don't suggest that unless you have a really good reason because they won't be as profitable. It'll actually cut down your profits. So depending on the situation, as you can see right here, I have a corporation under construction, and so when you do that, it tells you how many it's going to take. So you need 127,000 workers, so on and so forth. Another thing to know is the education priorities. Go to education, set education priorities. You don't want to go over 120 or underneath it. Your goal is to keep the total at 120. A lot of times, or you will when you start out, have how many people are needed for 100% production, and these will probably be some pretty big numbers. So what you need to do is adjust these accordingly to meet those numbers. And so when you have more people than this number, then you don't need to have that priority anymore, if that makes sense. So if you had 69,000 people and here you needed 59,000 for production, you don't need to have a high priority for it. But on the other hand, high-tech engineers are very desired. So if you have 63,000 and you need probably 1 million high-tech workers, then yeah, you want to keep this up at a high value. But I have zeroed it out for my country because it took me a while. It took me a while to do that, so you can do it too. So after you do all that, then it's really a waiting game, especially with like education, health. You want to get up because if you don't, you'll start losing, or you will be losing population because people are dying. So that's never good. So in life expectancy going up and everything, that helps keep people from migrating out of your country too. Which brings me to another topic is salaries, which is in the My Corporations. You go up into these tabs right here, and it'll be salaries. And as you can see here, oops, see I created a couple new corporations, which is one of them is medical equipment and the other one's oil, and they start out at 300, but I want it to be at 400. This makes people more productive because they're getting paid more. I'll show you in a minute. Oh crap, almost messed that one up. Oh, come on. All right, 400. Thank you. Oops. There you go. That color changes. Whatever. Um. So yeah. Oh God. So yeah. See, sometimes these things don't want to work with you. Anyway, so what we can do is just 400 for everything, and then bam, it'll do it for me. So yeah, just set it down here because this can have problems. Um. I think that's pretty much it. Let me think here. Business. Yeah, because the business index will be pretty low. So as you can see, mine is just recovered. So this country is in its early stages. And how you know that is my population is pretty low. Because the maximum is 120 billion people, so million. So I hope this was informative. This is Sim's friend. Comment and subscribe, and I hope to hear from you. Have a good one.